What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. In this video, guys, I want to talk to you guys about this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Being intimidated by females, because there are a lot of dudes who are intimidated by females, whether they want to admit it or not. When I was an adolescent, I used to see a lot of baddies. I used to be intimidated by females myself. So I know what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys who are intimidated by females, I know a lot of you guys won't admit it out of pride. It's something that I never wanted to admit, but it's some baddies out here. There are some very attractive females. There are some very attractive females out here. And when I'm on the gram, it blows my mind how attractive these women are out here. I mean, there are some very attractive chicks out here, very attractive females that will literally blow your freaking mind. I know a lot of guys get intimidated by these baddies out here. And when I was a teenager, I used to get intimidated by these baddies because these baddies be looking good. I'm not gonna lie, they will literally blow your freaking mind. And all of these very attractive women, man, I'm telling you, they'll make you just pop like a balloon in your pants. It's not a game. And a lot of guys don't approach females because a lot of dudes are intimidated by females. This is something that women need to know as well. I hope some chicks see this presentation. You got a lot of dudes who are intimidated by attractive women. They're intimidated by women. Now, of course, you've had a lot of guys who've had traumatic experiences when dealing with women. So, those traumatic experiences that they've had have a lot to do with why they may be intimidated or nervous around females. When I was an adolescent, I went through it really bad. Some dudes sweat profusely when they're around attractive females. I mean, it's not a game. It's really not a game. It's some bad chicks out here. It's this female. I'm going to get her album. I love her new song, Burning Blue. Mariah the Scientist. She is very attractive. Very attractive. I give her a solid 9. And she's from the ATL. I mean, very attractive female. There are some baddies out here. Like I say, they'll make you pop in your pants. It was a dude who told me it's gotten so bad to where he started having sex with the floor. He was having sex with peanut butter jars. I mean, you got a lot of men who are deprived out here. You ladies don't understand how you're depriving men. When you got a grown man banging a big jar of peanut butter, things have gotten real. It's not a game out here. I'm just focused on finances. I was with my dad's buddy today, doing some automotive work on the car, putting on brakes. It's relatively easy, but I just got to do it a couple more times to where I'll get the hang of it and get comfortable with it. It's not hard. I feel like just a couple more times of doing it, it's repetition. Because, you're only going to learn so much in automotive class. You got to put your hand on this stuff. You can watch but so many automotive content related videos. You got to do this stuff. Get your hands dirty. So, I feel like I was very productive today with that, putting on the brake pads. I thought I needed a rotor. I returned the rotor. Rotors are not cheap. Had to return the rotor. Had to return the rotor. Goodness, I got, credited back for the rotor. And we put on brake pads on the front. Because certain cars have a weird setup. They have brake pads in the front. And you got drums in the back. But, I felt I was productive in that aspect, today. But as far as these women is concerned and being intimidated, Don't feel ashamed if you're intimidated by females. A lot of women have traumatized a lot of guys, and this is why a lot of guys are intimidated to approach females. Um, there are some very attractive women out here who will make you bust like a balloon in your underwear. I mean, very attractive. I see it all over Instagram. I mean, just extremely attractive. And, you know, it's crazy how a female can be so attractive and they can look that good to where they'll make you just lose your freaking mind. Because when you got dudes having sex with the floor, when you got dudes having sex with a jar of peanut butter, things done got real out here. You ladies wonder why men are not approaching y'all. You got a lot of dudes who intimidated and scared to approach y'all. Because some dudes have been rejected in brutal ways. And some dudes are just intimidated by bad chicks. It's a lot of baddies out here. I see them. Even when I'm out and about sometimes. There are some baddies out here. So ladies, understand this is why certain men are not, this is why a lot of men, this is part of the reason to why men are not approaching y'all. Yeah. Being intimidated by females is a real thing, and I'm going to elaborate more on this. I'm not going to go off on a tangent about this. I'm going to definitely elaborate more on this topic, but there are a lot of guys who will not swallow their pride and admit they're intimidated by females. Like I stated, I had it bad when I was a teenager. There are some bad chicks out here. I feel like I still get a little intimidated from time to time when I'm around females because they just so bad. It's not as bad as it was when I was in my 20s or when I was an adolescent, but it still hits me. When you see these baddies out here, I mean, they'll blow your mind. And, you do your best not to put these women on a pedestal, but it's like, dang, these women be looking good. And I know a lot of you guys can vouch for me on that. There's some very attractive females out here. And I know I'm not the only one, who gets intimidated by females. Because I had that problem in the past. It's not so much now, but in the past, I used to get really intimidated around females. It's not a game. Because there are some baddies out here. But you guys don't feel ashamed, like I stated, for being intimidated by females. Just understand that it's a lot of guys who feel the same way. It's a lot of guys who dealing with the same thing. They just not man enough to speak out about it. But it's something that we guys got to just try to get over. I mean, if you intimidated by females, it's something that you just going to have to try to get over. It's something that you definitely going to have to try to get over. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's a journey. And a lot of us are in that journey together. But on that note, guys, you guys have a good evening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll be back at you guys with more content very, very soon. Is it just me, or is it extremely hot for the month of September? That's how you know something is going on in the atmosphere. I feel like it's been extremely hot for the month of September. Normally, it's cooling down around this time of year. But you guys have a good evening. Talk to you soon.